Well, good afternoon. If it's Monday, 3 o'clock Eastern, it's Mondays with Michael live here on Facebook. Thanks for joining me in the room today. And if you're watching this post-session, thanks for watching post-session. So as you know, over the last few weeks, we've been running this series on selling more. We're having this kind of a deeper dive around selling style and buying style using the DiSC sales profile and everything DiSC sales map to help salespeople sell more. And I'm trying to get some really good feedback. I'm getting some good feedback from folks about selling more. How do I sell more? How do I get my salespeople to sell more? So we've gone through the first three letters of the DiSC model, D, I, and S, from a sales perspective. We talked about D salespeople, I salespeople, S salespeople. We talked about some nuances around strengths they may have in their sales and presentations, and maybe some things that may be a bit more challenging for them in their sales presentations. Also giving some tips. We've offered anyone who's listening to the webinar a free assessment to take the sales profile to see what type of salesperson you are, and I'd be happy to walk through those results with you. So if you're interested in that, just leave me a message in the application you're using, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, and I'll send you an access code so you can take the assessment and take a look at your selling style. So over the last several weeks, we've talked about the 3 P's of selling. We've talked about product. Salespeople have to know about everything product or service they're selling. Everything about the widgets they're selling, they need to know everything. Product training. Process training. How do you qualify leads? How do you track leads? What technology do you use? What database systems do you use? All that process technology stuff. And then the third P is people, because eventually, as we talked earlier, people make buying decisions. Either one person or a group of people make a buying decision. Your ability to connect with that person at the buying level, get into their needs, get into their buying needs, and really figure out what really moves them to that yes decision is very, very important for you as a salesperson. And this is how we use the Everything DiSC model to help you in doing this. The program we offer for salespeople using the Everything DiSC sales is a half-day or a full-day program. Can be a nice half-day program to add on to something else you're doing. But again, if you're interested in that, send me a message here. This is the sales profile we'll use again today, Everything DiSC sales. And we're going to go through this process again. So today we're going to talk about the C salesperson, the conscientious salesperson. So what are the priorities of the conscientious salesperson? So the conscientious salesperson has 3 priorities. And these priorities are quality, competency, and dependability. Quality is very much important to the high C salesperson. They have to ensure that the product or service they sell in works. And not only does it work, they need to know it works well. So they need to see it demonstrated. They have to make sure the product is dependable. So they're not going to sell something they don't feel that the product is dependable on. And the quality. They have to make sure the quality is high, and they want to be competent in what they're selling. So high C salespeople will tend to go to product training a lot because they really want to know about the stuff that they're selling. It's very, very important to them. And like always, we always suggest practicing, practice adapting, and more practice on different types of presentations. High C's tend to be a bit more introvert. And I get asked all the time by sales managers, can introverts be really good salespeople? And I tell them, sure, introverts can be excellent salespeople. They can sell a lot. Obviously, they know everything they need to know about what they're selling. They make sure their presentations are perfect. They arrive to the client, if not on time, early. They're totally in sync with what has to happen in the presentation. Their challenges, we'll talk about this a little bit, is their enthusiasm and excitement and their ability to make quick decisions around some of the customers they'll be presenting to. Because if they're presenting to customers that have those buying needs, they're going to have to really adapt their style from introvert to a bit extrovert to help make this sale. So we need to get them a bit more excited during the presentation process. So let's talk about C's and what C's need to do to adapt. So again, I'm going to go back to my tool, the Everything DiSC sales map, and we're going to find out the buying needs and the buying styles of each of the 4 styles and compare them to the C salesperson. So part of this process is the ability to assess your customer. And again, if you go through our program, we give you a couple tools both in the classroom and post-training that you can use to assess the customer that you're approaching. There's a tool online that we use that you'll be able to actually assess behavior and pretty much tell if your customer is D, I, S, or C. So once you have that information, you can go ahead and adapt your presentation. Or if you're really in tune, you'll have a presentation for each of those 4 styles. So keeping in mind the D style. Now, D style is get to the point, get it done quickly, give me the facts, move on, and make a quick decision. Now, if you're a C salesperson, you have to be aware of that, because a D customer may not need all the information you're about to present to them to get to yes. They may need less information to get to yes. So you may have to back off some of the data and move a little more quickly to make a yes decision. Ds like to be in charge, so make sure at times they're controlling the conversation, because if they feel that you're in charge, they may not be comfortable buying from you. So again, with Ds, adapt to speed, adapt to let them be in control, and adapt to making a quick decision. So they actually may buy from you on what we call the one-call close. So you need to be ready for that. They may buy right when you walk in. So keep that in mind. Now, the I style, which is the opposite side of the circle for you, is going to be the toughest style for you to sell to for multiple reasons. One, as we talked about I's earlier, I's are very enthusiastic, very talkative, very emotional, and then they like to talk about more than just the product or service you're selling. They want to talk about everything that's going on in the community, in their office, in the company. They just like to talk a lot. So you have to be prepared for that. And if you're a high C salesperson, you're going in with a plan and a strategy, the I may take you off that strategy pretty quickly. They might start talking about this, and then they're going to want to talk about that, and then they're going to want to talk about the other things. So you may have a scripted presentation you're about to go through with your I customer, and you just may have to throw it out the window in the middle of this conversation, because the I is going to go off on tangents. The I is going to be really excited. That's the challenge for you. The good thing about I's is if they, again, like the D's, if they see something they really like, they're going to buy it. And I's like the newest whiz bang. If you got the newest whiz bang, they'll probably buy it from you. Let's move into the S. Now, again, the S is closer to you. S is a little more laid back like you are. So S is going to be a bit easier conversation than D and I for you. S's tend to need others' input before a buying decision. So again, you may make this great presentation and think you've got the deal closed and they're giving you positive feedback, because S's are concerned with your feelings also. But normally, and not all the time, but a lot of times, S's are going to have to ask other members of the team how they feel about this product or service and get back to you. So it may not be a one-call close, but you may make a good friend in an S, and an S can help facilitate those relationships inside the organization. So again, S is again a little slow down, but again, may need the input of others. And then last but not least, you may present to a fellow C, someone who's C, and you'll be right in sync. You'll be into the data, you'll be into the analysis, you'll be into the quality, you'll be into any guarantees that come with the product or service, because they want to know about those guarantees. So you'll be a little more in tune, but again, you're going to have to get this person to a decision. And again, this person may need decisions from others, or like you sometimes, the C customer may need a lot more information before they make a buying decision. So those are some tips from you for the 4 styles. So you need to practice for each, have a presentation for each. And so it's really important to take this and kind of run with it and practice a little bit. I'm here also to tell you that we have a Work of Leaders webinar this week. One of our webinars we do fairly regularly is on the Everything This Work of Leaders. And we're doing a webinar this week. I'll put a registration in the message here. Whenever you're looking at it, there'll be a message about that webinar. And I'll put another link to the class outline for the Everything This Sales Profile class. So that's kind of wraps up our 4 weeks of Sell More. We really want you to sell more if you're a salesperson. Sales managers, use this as a tool to coach your employees to adapt their presentation based on the buying style of the customer. So it looks like we're coming up to the top of the 10-minute time. So I'm going to wrap it up today. Thank you for hanging out with me in the room, for all you who are watching. And for those of you who are watching this post session, thanks for checking it out. Sell More. This is Mondays with Michael live here on Facebook. We'll see you next Monday, same time. Enjoy the day. Bye-bye.